Leanne Garrett with the World News. Now, it's time for our weekly deep dive into UK real estate. For more, here's Sandra Kilhof with Property Portfolio. Sandra, coronavirus taking a bulldozer to the UK property market, surely?
Yes, Caroline, the housing market is effectively frozen at this point, the virus preventing buyers from viewing properties. And so this morning, RICS has said that expectations for prices and market activity have plunged in the past month. Just earlier in April, we heard mortgage lenders have begun capping lending, and so that's really hurting the market. So for more, I am very pleased to be joined by Richard Jackson, co-founder and managing director at Apache Capital Partners. Richard, first of all, your thoughts on how bad a hit this is for the UK property market right now?
I think in order to analyse the COVID-19 on the housing market, you need to separate the sale and the rental markets, where we've seen a far more dramatic impact on the sale market, which you've already touched on. It is essentially currently frozen, with the lockdown making all manner of things normally associated with buying a house next to impossible. We've seen sales rates fall by nearly 40% already, and as a result, 80% of construction sites are now shut, and depending on the length of the lockdown, Knight Frank estimate that house prices in 2020 could fall by 3 to 10%, but should rebound in 2021. But for me, as you've already referenced, one of the crucial developments we've seen is high street lenders are tightening up their mortgage lending requirements, reducing the levels of debt that they're prepared to lend to borrowers who have to increase the level of equity that they no longer have. And as a result, this is going to massively impact particularly the first-time buyers. So for us, as a build-to-rent investor, developer and operator, we believe that that rental market is going to grow, and alongside the defensive nature of the sector is already recognised by institutions, we think that this will be a positive impact for the rental sector.
And Richard, one of the things RICS is calling for this morning is government intervention. Do you agree that measures like stalling stamp duty, for instance, is the only solution?
I don't think stalling the stamp duty is the only solution. It's certainly one of the solutions, and it's a sensible proposal by RICS. I think the government has made some very good measures and decisive measures already in the managing of COVID-19 through the protection of income and jobs. They're allowing, so long as it is safe and social distancing rules are maintained, construction sites to remain open. They've also supported the planning system to allow virtual meetings, and critically, they're ensuring that the rules and regulations are relaxed to ensure that bankers can maintain their liquidity. So I think that the collective response by the government across the industry and the broader economy are generally positive, and that should be maintained.
But Richard, one of the things that Apache Capital particularly looks at is build to rent, and I noticed that you said that this part of the sector could withstand the volatility in prices better than other sectors. Explain that to me.
Well, I think if you look at the trend for home ownership here in the UK, we've seen falls over the last decade, and the reason why is people are increasingly choosing to rent for both lifestyle and affordability reasons. And in 2001, only 5.1 million people rented. Today, that's increased to 13 million, and we expect, and the government predict, that that will increase to 15 million by 2025. So we believe that the sector is supported by long-term structural demographic trends, and that institutions will increasingly allocate investment to these sectors. And when we look at the development of the US and other mature markets, we've seen over 40 years the development of a sector whereby in the UK only 1% of residential is owned by institutions, and that's in the US that is as high as 21%. So we feel that there are strong long-term fundamentals that support the sector, as demonstrated in other international markets.
Right. Thank you so much, Richard. That was Richard Jackson of Apache Capital. You were listening to Property Portfolio here on Daybreak Europe. Back to you, Caroline.
Thank you.